So what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Robert. This is your first time tuning in. Today what we're gonna do is we're gonna cover some of the things that I'm seeing on the ground, specifically here in South Texas. Some of the things I'm seeing with small businesses, just consumer trends. How many people are we seeing eating out at these restaurants? And I've been doing a little bit of road trips here kind of more recently, and how are things, you know, in a little bit extended areas outside of where I'm at. It's currently 27 degrees, 28 degrees here in South Texas, so it's pretty cold. But I'd rather be cold than hot, so I'll take it. Expecting a really good freeze, probably around 20 degrees, 19 degrees tomorrow, so, well, tonight I guess. But yeah, kind of froze off everything. Everything's kind of dead, but in the spring all this will be really green, so it'll be really nice. But anyways, if you gain any value from this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So what I'm seeing currently in my immediate area, again in South Texas, I've been seeing a lot of small businesses posting that they are struggling, posting that they're going to be changing their hours, mainly due to the lack of business. Some of the things I think are causing some of these issues is just the cost of goods. The cost of goods are too expensive. Restaurants have to raise their prices. I've seen most of my places around here, we used to be able to get, say, like 3 tacos for like $1.99. That is no longer the case. It's typically like $1, like $1.99 or 2 something. So, you know, you want to get 3, you're looking at what, 3, 2, 4, $6. It's gone up a lot. And a lot of people cannot afford to be eating out as much either. Now, one interesting trend, well, I guess it's kind of a trend. So one kind of interesting thing that we have noticed is we eat out at steakhouses a lot. And for some reason, steakhouses are still doing okay, I would say, compared to other restaurants. I've been seeing like the not Long John Silver's, the Red Lobster. Saw that guy closed down. A lot of Red Lobsters actually closed down. I believe they filed for bankruptcy as well. But we've also, but when we go to these steakhouses, typically sometimes there's a wait, which is surprisingly. But I do think that most consumers are putting this stuff on credit cards. We did have a incident, I would say like 2 weeks ago. We noticed somebody was trying to pay their tab, and they basically went through, I don't even know how many cars, multiple cars, more than 2 or 3 for sure, because they were maxed out, but yet they're eating out at the restaurant. So that kind of tells me, I think, that a lot of people are probably in the same boat doing the same thing. And I think COVID kind of expedited that, or helped that in a way, helped it in a negative way. And people got used to having a lot of extra money. I know we were doing very well in our business as well, and I'll kind of touch about that here in a little bit. But people had extra money, and they were going out, spending, traveling, vacationing, eating out at nicer restaurants. And we kind of got used to that as a society. We got used to living a certain lifestyle. And generally, most people don't want to go back, which who does, right? So people are just now putting all this stuff on credit. And again, some of these smaller restaurants that are in lower poverty areas too, I've seen are struggling the most. I have a couple restaurants in my area that are, you know, a little bit lower poverty, and they are struggling a lot because people just cannot afford it. They were already, the people that were attending these restaurants were already in the lower income bracket, and now you just tax on everything else that's happening in the economy, everything else that's going on. Cost of fuel going up, cost of eggs, milk, just basic things that a normal family would need are going up. They were already barely making it before, so now they really can't, you know, go out and eat at some of these local restaurants. Just, you know, 2 or 3 miles from here, there was a restaurant, and that one closed down again. They've been closed down for about, I don't know, probably 2 or 3 months now. It's already boarded up and everything. Again, they had to increase their prices, but the people that live in and around the area, the locals, can't afford it. It's just not reasonable. I have another restaurant probably about, I don't know, 12, 15 miles from here, and I don't know how close they are to maybe closing their doors, but they are changing their hours. They used to be open for lunch and dinner, and that was, I think, like 6 days out of the week. I think now they've shortened it out to 4 or 5 days during the week and only nights. So huge changes, and of course it affects the bottom line for a lot of these families that own these businesses. But again, that's just some of the things that I'm seeing in my general area. Now for my particular business, which is a short-term vacation rentals, you can find us down below in the description. I'll leave a link if anyone's interested. But those have also seen a decline in bookings as well. We've also had a lot more people, which we do, but people still inquire about it, if we take credit cards, which we do take credit cards. They just purchase on the website. Some people don't do that though. Some people don't look on the website, they just ask questions. But yes, we do. But we've had a lot more inquiries for credit cards than we probably ever had before. So that typically means, people are, kind of pushing the limit of what they can really afford. Aside from that, we've had a lot of people also ask for discounts, 10% off typically, which we've been doing that, depending on the situation. If they're elderly, we get a handful of elderly people, people that are more retired, and yeah, we will do a 10% discount just to get them in through the door so they can experience it as well. And it's also income for us. But that's been an uptick that I have personally seen through my business, which is an Airbnb or short-term rental business, is more people putting stuff on credit, and more people asking about credit, and more people asking for discounts. Trying to think, we have seen a little bit of a slow as well with bookings. Typically January is kind of slow anyway, to be honest, but it is a little bit slower than previous years for sure. I think that's also because things are just too expensive. Cost of fuel, most people who come out here either fly or road trip. Fuel's already more expensive, cost of flights are more expensive, cost of goods are more expensive. We haven't changed our prices yet, although we probably should, just to kind of keep up with current prices, but we haven't yet. But yeah, I think all those things account for the slowing in bookings. We're still doing fine, but again, we've seen a slow in bookings for sure. We had another business that was here, and this town's pretty mid-sized, I would say. Probably has a population of about maybe 12 to 15,000. It's probably small for those of you guys looking, coming from big cities or watching this in big cities, but for us, that's like a mid-sized town. A small sized town for us is like 2,000 or 3,000 people. So this is like a mid-sized town for us. And there's been a couple restaurants that have closed down. They're really, really good actually too. They're really good restaurants. It's just that they have high quality food for one. And this is a pizza place, by the way, the one I'm talking about. It's a pizza place. It's been in business for about 5 years, give or take. Very active in the community, always doing fundraisers, always helping out in the community. They just went out of business as well. And I know they have other locations in other cities. I'm not too familiar with what they're doing on the other cities, but the ones closest to me closed down. Now they did bring in, high quality ingredients. You could tell from the food, but the prices also reflect that. Now with that being said, we're not a huge town. These towns aren't that big. People can't necessarily afford these higher quality foods, which kind of sucks, If you want higher quality food, you're gonna have to pay more, but that kind of leaves out, a specific group of people. So, yeah, those are just some of the things I'm seeing, is that restaurants are struggling, and especially in the more rural areas. A couple towns that I just mentioned in this video are probably, maybe 6,000, 5,000, 4,000 people. And a lot of those restaurants are also closing or changing their hours. Again, not a lot of business, not a lot of people coming in, just not a lot of people eating out. A lot of people can't afford it. People love to eat out. I love to eat out, but a lot of people just cannot afford that. So just kind of wanted to touch on what I'm seeing with small businesses, also touch on what I've seen in my personal business as well. Luckily, that's not my only source of income. I don't necessarily rely on that 100%. So thank God for that. But yeah, just wanted to bring that onto YouTube to kind of give a perspective of what's happening in our area. Without further ado, be careful, be good, take care, and God bless. See you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.